but remembering what to say when I'm talking to somebody.
Oh,
no.
it's like a blank. It's
like yeah, it's gone. Hey folks, welcome back. So today we want to do a little follow-up. A while back, quite a while ago actually, we were still in the States when we did our first learning Spanish video.
Was it?
Yeah, we were still in the States.
Okay.
So just want to give a little update about our journey to learn Spanish.
Is it a journey?
It is.
Really?
It is. It's been a struggle too. So let me just say this. We do find ourselves understanding a bit more Spanish than we did when we got here. I mean, I don't even want to say a bit more. It was a lot more than when we first got here. We can, I don't want to say hold a conversation, because we can't.
Who? Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to say we can hold a conversation.
We're not fluent.
No,
there's no fluency here.
Right.
None.
So here's the thing. We can get by in most places with our very limited Spanish. And something I've said before is I use a lot of context clues to understand what maybe someone's saying to me if I don't understand exactly what they're saying. But what we found is that there are just words that all of a sudden now kind of just make sense to us. And it's really random. You know, someone could be speaking in very rapid Spanish and I may not understand 75% of everything they said, but there's gonna be a few words that just kind of pop out. I'm like, oh, I understood that. Whereas, you know, a year and a half ago, it would have been 100% I don't understand what this person is saying. Unless they said, you know, some of the most recognizable words like agua, or, you know, what's apple?
Manzana,
or, you know, something simple like that. And yeah, but otherwise, it was almost 100%. What we have been doing recently is speaking with Spanish-speaking people, locals, and just kind of testing ourselves a little bit more. Still got to pull out Google Translate sometimes, or still got to have someone to help us translate. But it's really been helpful to just talk to people. As people who come from the United States, you know, there may be a tendency to try to hang out with other people that speak English, and that's just natural. But you're not going to learn Spanish if you're only speaking to English-speaking people.
That is true.
So we have tried to just, you know, speak a little more to folks and let them speak to us. And most of the words just kind of go like this, like right past us.
That's how it go past you.
Yeah, like that's how I feel. Like, oh, I heard that. You know, we have gotten a little better. I can say that we definitely gotten a little better. That's just with our limited, you know, Duolingo, and LaShawn, you do some stuff on like YouTube, and you read. She tries to teach herself Spanish. I'm not quite as dedicated to the learning as she is. Not at all.
I even tried to ask him to speak Spanish with me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because I don't like making anything into school. That's just like the way I think. It wouldn't be
school. I just feel like we should be able to speak Spanish with one another.
Oh, no, yeah, you know. I speak
good.
Spanish to you, mi amor.
Let's go.
So, I say that, you know, I'm not as dedicated to learning, but that's really kind of, maybe that's kind of false, because there are a lot of situations where I understand more than she does. And I think we kind of balance each other out when it comes to like speaking to Spanish-speaking people, because someone will say something and I'll think I know what they meant. And then she's like, that is not what they meant, Steve. This is what they meant. And when I think about it, she said, oh, she was right. Yeah, she was right. And vice versa, you know, we kind of do that to each other.
We kind of bounce off of one another. We help one another. So it has gotten to a point where we both look at each other like,
And sometimes neither one of us understood what they said.
Like, no, get the phone. You know, help. We need some help. Google, and Google is not always correct.
Yeah,
you know, Google does not always give you the correct word to say, because, you know, in each country, a word may mean something different.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think Google may be on Spain.
It's like Spain, Spanish.
Right, Spain, and you know, you got Latin America, you got Colombia, you got Panamanian, Mexico, all different types of Spanish and different languages and different dialects.
Right.
So,
which is wild because on YouTube, if you upload a video on YouTube and you try to add subtitles, when you go down to Spanish, it gives you 4 separate Spanish options. But Google Translate only gives you 1 option. Like, it's all Google, you should have it all. So I don't understand why, like, Latin America, when it comes to Google Translate, Latin American Spanish isn't part of it.
yeah,
It's just
crazy.
Spanish.
Yeah.
But anyway, some of the things that we have been doing to try to learn a little more Spanish is, Sean, can you give some examples of what you've been trying to do to learn Spanish?
I've been trying to read Spanish. I do Duolingo. I have seen some YouTube channels, but a lot of those YouTube channels are Spain and Spanish, and that really isn't helpful to me here. And so I find myself just wandering and trying to find TV shows and movies. It's hard to find TV shows that are in Spanish with English subtitles.
Right, so we can find TV shows in Spanish. Like on Pluto, it's free. You know, there's plenty of Spanish-speaking programming there. But then it doesn't have like English subtitles for the most part. So it makes it a little more difficult. But still, like, yeah, we need to watch more Spanish programming and try to find some movies that we know that are also presented in Spanish, which we've tried to do, which is sadly is more difficult than it seems.
So what have you been doing to learn Spanish?
Yeah, I just been watching you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, what I do honestly is just I really listen a lot. My personality, I honestly hate to do anything that feels like studying. That's just the way I think. When I go to like the boxing gym, everyone in there speaks Spanish, so I have no choice but to listen to Spanish. The only person that speaks English is the owner, and he only speaks a little English, but he's not always around, so I have to listen. Like the instructor, he speaks only Spanish, and the other participants only Spanish. So I kind of really have to listen, and I've gotten a lot better just listening to everyone speak Spanish, and I'm picking up words that, you know, 6 or 7 or 8 months ago, a year ago, I would have never known what they were saying. And now I can kind of pick up and keep up what's going on. I can keep up with the training. I still make mistakes because of the translation issue, and because, you know, we're boxing, so I can't pick up my phone and, you know, Google Translate everything that's being said. So I am getting better in that sense, and that's, to me, that's like the practice that I enjoy. I am going to start watching some more Spanish programming because I don't know, for whatever reason I stopped. I don't even know why.
When would you watch Spanish
I was watching
programming?
that before we moved. I was watching like Spanish news.
Well, he had access. That's probably why.
Yeah, user access too. Trying to get a little better handle on the language because we certainly need it, and just dealing with like the workers that work in our building, a lot of them are trying to learn English.
And they're doing way better than we are.
Right.
I mean, they just come out and say, yeah. And I'm like, how did you learn this?
Right, and they pretty much perfected a lot of the greetings. I don't respond in English though, because I want to respond to them in Spanish. That's hopefully, you know, we'll close the gap, and
hopefully it'll be soon, because, you know, I'm more harder on myself because I want to learn the language. I didn't move here to really just speak the same language, my native language.
Yeah.
I want to learn the other language. I want to converse with the locals and make friends with locals who don't know English. You know, their native language is Spanish, and I would like to be able to converse with them and have a conversation, a fluent one.
Same here.
So
may not be fluent, but I want to be able to carry a conversation.
I want fluency. Okay.
It's gonna take some time. We'll get there.
We'll see.
Any suggestions though? Any new suggestions? We've heard all the other ones.
I don't.
Anything
Duolingo,
new? Anything we didn't mention?
Babbel, whatever, all those little apps. they're okay,
Yeah.
but they're not what it is. And I do listen to music in Spanish. I listen to reggaeton. Love it. And I can kind of grasp some of the things that are being said in there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You sure?
We ain't got no choice.
Well, it's going on 2 years. So
Okay, but we're at the point in our lives where it's takes a little bit longer for someone to just learn a language. So we're getting there. We're definitely able to read more Spanish than we were before.
Oh, definitely.
Like we'll see something and we'll know exactly what it says.
Yes.
When before we were completely clueless.
What is this?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've definitely improved in that respect.
Yeah, I go in the store and start looking at ingredients. And I'm like,
Right, and I don't even have to pull my phone out and do the
Right.
Google Translate
As
anymore.
much.
Not nearly
Not
as
as
much.
much,
Not nearly
yeah.
as much. So yeah, reading stuff. Yeah, that's gotten. But
Yeah.
remembering what to say when I'm talking to somebody.
oh,
no.
it's like a blank. It's
like,
like,
blah! Yeah, it's gone. Everything I learned is gone.
it's like as soon as somebody says something, you're like,
Yeah, put me to the test and I fail every time.
yeah, light bulb goes off like ding. Like,
Yeah.
I know I should know this. And then when it's over, you're like, I supposed to have said this.
Yeah.
I knew this. I had this.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's life. That's where we are.
help us out, y'all. Please help us. We'll learn Spanish. Oh, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for the continued subscribers. We're at 1,600 now.
Thank
On
you
our
for-
way, hopefully, to 10,000. One of these days.
Yes, thank you for the support.
Yep. And you can check our merch store. You can buy some coffee, whatever you want to do. But we'll be back for more. Like, share, and subscribe. And thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.